is Chaka Ngwenya. I'm a Salvation Army officer. For some of you who don't know what that means, it means you are a pastor, you're a minister of the Word. Mm-hmm. You're the minister of the Word of God, and that's what I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now can you tell us how long you've been here in the United States?
I've been here too long, almost 15 years now, but I'm here 15 years now, and I'm just thanking God for the opportunity to make a difference, not only for the people in this country, but for the people back home too.
People back home remember you as a celebrity when you were with the ZBC. Now, can you tell us how life is like here in the United States for you?
I don't know. Maybe it is the height. It looks like wherever I go, I end up being somebody who is in the limelight, kind of. And some people from Zimbabwe will remember that we established a radio station here, FM Radio, which did very well and, met a lot of celebrities even in this country. And but with the Salvation Army, the work that I do, kind of popular too, but in a very different way now. Not very different, because even in Zimbabwe, when I was in Zimbabwe, all I did was do God's work. Even most people who know me for the programs that I did, which were gospel programs, and making a difference in people's lives. And for some reason, 100 years later, I'm still doing the same thing.
Interesting. Now, your personal life, can you tell us, when you came from Zimbabwe, were you single, and now what is your situation?
Well, in Zimbabwe, I had a beautiful girlfriend, of 4 years, and then 3 days before I came to the U.S., I got married to her, and I'm still married to her. We have a son now who is 7 years old, and for some reason my wife loves him more than she loves me now for some reason. But basically that's it. I'm still married, to the beautiful woman that God gave me. So that's pretty much my personal life. I still play soccer, every now and then. As old as I am, as you can see, I'm gonna be 100 years on December 1st. so I'm still playing soccer, but basically that's it. That's the personal life.
Yeah. Now, can you tell us how you acclimatized? Because when we talk to people who come here, they give us all sorts of stories.
Yeah.
Some, when they come, they say, it was difficult. They had to do this and that. How was it for you? I don't know.
For me, it didn't make any much difference, because for me it was kind of like a calling of some sort, because at the age, it's a long story, but at the age of 6, God told me that I was going to move to New York, and I didn't even know where New York was. And my mother took out a map and she showed me exactly where New York was, and fast forward 2000, here I am. And so when I came to this country, there was no culture shock for me, because I knew a lot about America already, because I really wanted to go to America. So I knew I was studying about America. I saw the movies about America. I wanted to know everything about America. So when I got here, the people who from America were more shocked about me than I was shocked about them. It's like I knew them, but they didn't know me. So they were kind of, they asked me those were the people who asked me very funny questions for some reason, like, or do you really live, in a jungle, stuff like that. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then they're asking me, the sneakers that you're wearing, did you buy them here? And I'm like, I'm coming from the plane. Oh yeah, you got some nice clothes. Did you buy them here? Excuse me, I'm coming from the plane. Oh, you're English, I know you have an accent, but it's very good. And I'm like, well, yeah, I had to learn that on the plane. I was just joking now, but basically there was nothing really shocking, I just got in, and and also maybe I guess it's just God was just giving me that sociable personality where I can even, I think if I go to China, I'll just be Shangxing, and I'll be fine. It's a gift.
Now, professionally, can you tell us how you fared? Like, when you're coming back from home, you need to have the papers here, like what people say. So, how has been your situation like?
Again, I gotta go back to God. Everything that I did, it was just God-centered. My background is in civil engineering and radio, and I played soccer and I even ended up in playing for Caps United at one time. And all these things, for some reason, they were just shaping me to be a minister of the Word of God. And, if anybody spoke to me when I was in Zimbabwe and said, listen, man, you're going to be a pastor one day, I would have said, you must be kidding me. In fact, when I was 14 years old, my father said to me, listen, man, I think you're going to be a pastor. And you know what I did? I was very respectful. I walked away from him and I started laughing with my friends. Did you hear what he just told me? I'm going to be a pastor. He must be crazy. I know he doesn't drink. I know he, but he must be high on something. Me? Must be kidding me. But who is a pastor now? Me. I'm leading one of the biggest Salvation Army churches in New York. Me, a Zimbabwean boy from Chinoi.
Now you speak of Chinoi. Can you tell us your memories of Chinoi now that you've been here for so long?
Oh, my goodness, man. Chinoi, man. Chinoi. Viva Chinoi. That's Biggie Tembo. But Chinoi, this is where I grew up. This is where I was made to be who I am in terms of just being brought up by beautiful people, my father and mother, who sent us to school, who made sure we get the education we needed, who made sure that we go to church and be raised in the right way. And this is where I would go to Unyani River. I would jump into the Unyani River and that's how I started learning how to swim. And so Chinoi is, listen, man, this is my backbone. Even right now, I always go back to Chinoi, try to make a difference in young people's lives. Things are changing in Zimbabwe. Things are very tough in Zimbabwe. Economically and everything, and I try to give back as much as I can, raise some orphans in Zimbabwe, helped a lot of people, go to school, because I don't like the political situation in Zimbabwe. I don't like politics, and what can I do? And the best I can do is to make a difference in those young people's lives. Maybe one of them is going to be a better politician than some of the politicians I see in Zimbabwe. That's my perspective. Those orphans, those kids who are walking on the streets with no shoes, those are the kids that I'm investing in. I can't invest in some of these people that we call leaders and politicians. I can't. I can't. It's just a sad story for me.